Okay. So when bodies are in contact, a book, just like book resting on a table, system of rigid bodies connected by rods, hinges, and other types of supports, there are mutual contact forces satisfying the third law. This is all application of Newton's third law. The component of contact force normal to the surface in contact is called normal. So one of the force, the one of the common force in mechanism is number one, normal reaction force. Normal reaction force. So the first type of force which can act like a concurrent force in a system is normal reaction force. What do you mean by normal reaction force? The component of contact force normal to the surfaces in contact. So normal reaction force is a type of contact force, because 8th standard we have studied contact forces and non-contact forces, correct? So the component of contact force is normal to the surfaces in contact. So it is known as normal reaction force. So that's the definition of normal reaction force. Yes?
Can you repeat that once more?
The component of...
No, ma'am, can you explain it once more?
Explain, okay. That means, see, if there's an object in my hand, there's an object in my hand, I can move this object any direction which I wanted. So whenever I move this side, the particles of this striker should pull me in the opposite direction. So whatever they are pulling, with what force it is pulling, it should be equal in magnitude with the force I am pulling. Are you getting? So I am taking this way. So particle is pulling my hand this way with the equal in magnitude. That's why I don't feel it. I don't feel it because it isn't equal in magnitude. So we can say that there's a concurrent forces acting against my movement of my hand in order to make this striker in my hand without falling, or it is now stable in my hand. I can use anything with it. Okay, so that is meaning of this. So one of the forces which is mainly acting is known as normal reaction force. Okay, Steffi, for example, the door. Okay, you just picking up a book. Just now you are picking up a book in your hand. Just pick your book in your hand, Steffi. Yes. And in which direction you apply the force, Steffi? In which direction you applied the force? Upward. So you raise upward, but the book still did not fall from your hand. Correct? That means when you are applying the force, there is an equal and opposite forces pulling that book downward. When the force what you apply and this opposite force which is acting on the book, they both are equal in magnitude. So that is what. Okay. So we can say whichever force is acting against your force, they are concurrent forces. So the force what you apply and the force which is acting in the downward direction, they both are concurrent forces. Okay, so one of the common forces which can act like a concurrent force is normal reaction force. How does it act? It acts always normal to the surfaces, means perpendicular. Normal reaction force always will be acting perpendicular to the surface. In other words, gravitation force is pulling you downward. Normal reaction is the force which is acting on you upward. Okay, that's the meaning. Next type of force is frictional force. Next type of force which act like a concurrent force is frictional force. The component parallel to the surface. Frictional force always act parallel, not perpendicular, act parallel. So the component parallel to the surface in contact is called frictional force. That means, suppose this one is lying on my hand. Okay, so the frictional force between this striker and my hand is acting parallel, not like this. Okay, normal reaction force will be like this. It's always perpendicular. Gravitational force is this way, but normal reaction force is this way. So that's the meaning of. And also, similarly, I already taught about upthrust. So upthrust, so this normal reaction force actually is the upthrust, but in the case of on the above the surface of the earth, we just call it as normal reaction force. Mainly upthrust we call it in the case of air and fluids. Similarly, third concurrent force is upthrust. Upthrust in fluids, or we call it as buoyancy or buoyant force. I think this also we studied in 9th standard. 9th standard textbook is mechanics, part of mechanics. So that's what. Upthrust in fluids or buoyant force. That is another force which is acting on any object when it is on the fluid, or whether it is in the water, whether it is suspended in the air, like aeroplane, or we are suspending something in the air. If you suspend a book or suspend a cardboard in the air, so the concurrent forces which is acting, that is one of the forces upthrust, or in air we call it air resistance, viscous drag, drag force. These are the different names of upthrust: viscous drag, drag force, air resistance. That is in upthrust in air. Similarly, upthrust in fluids we will be learning in second volume of your +1 book, viscosity. Viscosity is the another name of upthrust in liquids. Upthrust in liquids. Upthrust in liquids. This is the reason, children, the ships are sailing on the sea smoothly. If you neglect the unbalanced forces of the wind and all, a ship can sail on the sea because of the upthrust in fluids. The reason is that when gravitational force is pulling the ship towards its center, at the same time, the water is exerting an equal and opposite upthrust force, making the ship to rise in the water. So that's the reason the ship is sailing without sinking. Okay. So in normal cases, ship will not sink unless there is a storm, tornado, something unbalanced, exbalanced force will act on it. Otherwise, they are sailing. The boat is moving, and you can see the leaves which is floating on the water. Same thing. Gravitational force is trying to pull the leaves inside, but the upthrust of the water make the leaves to move upward. So that is why it is floating. It is floating on that. Okay. So that is the another common forces which will act like a concurrent force. And another one, we are going to discuss is tension. You know the tension because of study tension. You cannot go out. There's a tension. Similarly, whenever you tie anything on the string will experience a tension. Okay. So tensional force. Tensional force is a concurrent force. Same as it is. If I suspend this one in this wire, it is gravitational force is pulling this striker downward. At the same time, this wire experience a tension. It will try to pull it upward this. So this is another concurrent force, tensional force. Tension or tensional force on the string. Will be only acting on the string. Anything which we tie to the string, it experiences a tension against the gravitational force. So these are the common forces which we are using in mechanics, because our chapter is full of, volume 1 is full of mechanics. Volume 1, we are relating the different branches of mechanics, and those who are intending to do mechanical engineering, this is the basic. Okay. Those are going for mechanical engineering like a car, automobile engineering, everywhere. This has a lot of importance, the volume 1. So the common forces are tension string, and the force due to the spring. Even the spring and the string, both will experience a tension when you suspend something on it. When you suspend something on it, gravitational force pull it downward, but So these are the main common forces which will act like a concurrent forces whenever an object is moving on the road, whenever an object is lying at a rest position, any object which is suspended in the air, everywhere these are the concurrent forces can act. Okay, so let us now go through. I told you before we go through that, I told you we have to learn this. Okay, can you roughly draw this first figure? If you have textbook, if my figure is not clear to you, it is in the textbook. Example 5.6, that is the one. So if you draw, this is the first. If you want to draw with me roughly, because then only we can understand this problem. So there is two arrows, one is upward, one is downward, and horizontally there is another one. 50 Newton is written over there. These are the different parts of this, okay? Just write this only, no need of drawing this. 50 Newton, and there is an object out of 60 Newton, and length of the thread is given meter. So there is another line is moving. So this is tension 1 and this is tension 2. And this is weight. There is a weight is suspended in a thread. A weight is suspended in a thread. And there's an angle theta. Just draw it, this.
Ma'am,
Yes?
on this figure we need to draw 3 of them.
Figure we have to draw, because we are going to, no, don't draw this, we are going to draw this only this, okay? On the basis only,
Only first one.
Only first one. These and all, its parts only. Something is, any color I do, I am getting only one color. What is the problem with this? Something happened to the pen here. What happened? Any color, I am getting only one color here. No, what's it matter? Did you complete? I'm just checking because I am not getting
No,
I am not getting different colors. Anything when I pick, I am getting only one color. Some problem with this small tip. Any option here? Option. I want to make that arrow different color so that it will be easy for you to identify. That I don't know what happened to the board. No idea. Now are you all something is doing? No? Actually, this laughing. Something is there. Anyone is doing any mischief there? I
No,
took,
ma'am.
huh?
No, ma'am.
But in between, I'm getting blue here, red here, or someone from you are drawing or what? Don't know what is happening there. See, I'm not getting any other colors.
I'm writing, ma'am.
Ah,
I am drawing that image
you
from
are.
the board.
Okay, okay,
I'm copying down.
okay, okay. But I don't know. I am not unable to draw any other colors. What happened? I don't know. Whether you can do something with it, I don't know. Why it is happening? Any color I'm getting. Okay. Okay, shall we change it, children? Completed. So, below that, this is the question.
No, ma'am.
Not completed. Time will go.
Only 1 minute.
Ah.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. So, write, those who completed, write down a mass of 6 kg. A mass of 6 kg is suspended. A mass of 6 kg is suspended. It is on the board. If it is not clear, you can listen to me. A mass of 6 kg is suspended by a rope of length 2 meter, rope of length 2 meter from the ceiling. From the ceiling. A mass of 6 kg suspended by a rope of length 2 meter from the ceiling. A force of 50 Newton. A force of 50 Newton in the horizontal direction. In the horizontal direction. The horizontal direction is applied at the midpoint, applied at the midpoint of the rope. What is the angle? Midpoint of the rope. Next line. What is the angle the rope makes with the vertical? What is the angle the rope makes with the vertical in equilibrium? In equilibrium. Take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Okay, so this is a question related to free body diagram. So we have to find out the angle theta. The question is, what is the angle the rope makes with the vertical in equilibrium? So we are take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. So let us see the steps. So first and all, we will write like this. Next steps and you don't have to write. Directly you go. So we have to resolve the components. So we already know that if you look at the picture carefully, identify the forces which is acting, concurrent forces which is acting. One concurrent force which is acting downward, that is a gravitational force, we represent as weight. Weight actually is equal to mass into gravity, you know. What is weight? It is the force due to gravity. That is what 9th standard we have learned. Difference between mass and weight. Okay. So, weight is equal to mass into gravity which is acting downward. So, one force is downward. Then, which is the force which is acting opposite to that? Aditya, if gravitational force is acting, Downwards. Which is the force which is acting in opposite of it? What we have learned, there are 4 types of forces we have
Ma'am,
learned.
up thrust.
Huh?
Up thrust. Up thrust.
Upthrust. So instead of upthrust, what we learned? There's a new force we have learned now. What is that? The force which is acting vertically,
Ma'am, normal reaction force.
reaction force. Okay. Here, the normal reaction force is acting like another type of force because it is suspended in a thread. So, I already told you, whenever an object is suspended in a thread or string or spring, we call that another name. What is that force? Dia, what is that force? Instead of normal reaction force, we can call another name for it. Whenever object is suspending.
Tension.
Yes. Okay. So here what Aditya told correct. So there's a normal reaction force acting, but this is the situation of a string or a rope is suspended with the weight. So instead of normal reaction force, we can say it, the force is tensional force. Okay. Normal reaction force always when an object is on the surface of the earth. If an object is lying on the floor, if a car is moving on the road, then normal reaction force. But string, spring, rope, all these things which is suspended, then we call it tensional force. So you can see that when an object, when weight is suspended at the downward direction, the tensional force will experience by the string to pull it upward. So let us see, T2 is the tensional force of that weight, and there is a common point P is there, and we are considering the force is resolving into 2 components. One is in vertical direction, another one is a horizontal direction, and the rope also has tied slantingly here and it is making an angle theta. So that tension we can write it as T1. So first tensional force, second tensional force, and 50 Newton, 60 Newton, all this acting at a common point P. Okay. Now let us come to the problem solving. So first one, if you look at the picture again, if you have this, if you find out the resultant forces here. So theta is here. So we can see, we have to see if you make a parallelogram. I think this is becoming a little more difficult for you to understand. I just draw here separately. 50 Newton, 60 Newton. I'm just writing this much only. Otherwise, when all this picture will come, no, you get confused. And there is vertical and there is an angle theta. So now we have to solve. We have to find out the angle theta. In order to find out angle theta, you have to solve the components, cos theta, sin theta, and all that. Okay. So if you look at the picture, we will get that T1 cos theta is equal to T2 is equal to 60 Newton. How it is going to be? I will draw here picture, so we don't have to change it. One is 60 Newton, 50 Newton. This is our T1 acting. There is T2 acting. I'm not drawing anything else, only this much. Then there is a vertical component, theta here. So we have to get the theta. So by resolving the 2 components, so we can see the tension T1, the theta made with the vertical line is T1. So we can say that this T1 is resolving into 2 components. That is, one is cos theta, another one is sin theta. Okay. So we don't know what is this. We don't know what is this. But we already know that by looking at the weight of the object, if this is 60 Newton, this also going to be 60 Newton because equal in opposite. The 60 Newton, according to the question, 60 Newton is at the end of the rope. We have to find out the rope making an angle theta with this direction. So in order to get theta, we have to consider this tension T1 is resolving into two components. One is y component, another one is a x component. So y component it's not given, x component is given. X component is given is 50 Newton. X component is given as 50 Newton and y component is given as, it's not given but down it is given 60 Newton. Since according to the equilibrium condition, if this is 60 Newton, there is an equal in magnitude of forces acting in opposite direction. So that is T2. T2 is the force which is acting against this 60 Newton and that is acting vertically. That is acting vertically. Therefore, we can consider T2 is equal to 60 Newton and which is equal to T1 cos theta. So if you just take just forget about that. You can just, if you getting just confusing, we can take angle theta this way also. Well, they are equal, no?
Ma'am, is there any formula for doing this problem?
No, there is no formula. We have to identify. You have to identify using equilibrium condition. Only one tip is that whichever which is force is acting downward, there should be equal in magnitude another force is acting. So if the weight is acting this way, in the case of a spring or in the case of a string, the tension which is acting will be same magnitude, but in
So both ways it will be 60 Newton.
Both ways. Yeah. Yes. Because that is equilibrium condition, no? We have considered. Concurrent forces means it is in equal in magnitude but in opposite direction. So if 60 Newton is acting downward, there is a normal reaction force or tensional force depending upon the situation. It will be equal but in opposite direction. Okay. Now, why we are taking this cos theta here? Because in the picture, the of T1 is shown from making an angle theta with the vertical. Already this vertical is an imaginary. But since in the question it is given, we have to consider. So when this force is acting here, T2 is the tensional force is acting in opposite direction, we consider. Okay. And this T2 actually equal to the vertical component of the tensional force T1. So that is why we are taken T1 cos theta, T2 is equal to 60 Newton. If you can't understand that, one thing we will do means we can use vertical opposite angles in a transversal. And we solve this one. You solve here and that is equal to this. That way we can just have the thing. You cannot get that clear that one. Okay. So what we do means they are vertically opposite angles, no? So if this is theta, we can consider this is also theta. And instead of taking that way, you solve these components. Then it will be easy for you. Cos theta means adjacent side by hypotenuse. Therefore, T1 cos theta, you will get it gradually T2 60 Newton because of concurrent forces. And T1 sin theta, we take it as 50 Newton that way. And then just have a comparison. I know it will take little time for time to understand. Do one thing, I will give you little more simple problems. Then we come back to here. But anywhere, this is the same component everywhere. We have to use. Resolving the components into that. Okay. I think you are a bit confused with all this. Is that, yeah?
Ma'am, I did not understand that T2 equal to 6 into 10. 60 Newton.
T2. Oh, okay. I will repeat again once again. Actually, what is concurrent force? I think same doubt will be have others also. I'm sure because of motion in a plane, it is hard to understand. Actually, let me forget about that one. Just we think. We just take it. Okay, just take it this part. So you just think about there is an weight is suspended 60 Newton and there is a thread. Thread is suspended. Just think like that way. And here P is the point because it's a concurrent force. All the forces are acting in the same line. Okay. Now, in which direction 60 Newton act, Achyut? In which direction 60 Newton will act? Since it is suspended from the thread.
Downwards.
Downwards. Okay. So, what do you mean by this equilibrium condition? When does a particle attain a equilibrium condition?
When like 60 Newton is applied upwards also.
Upwards. So, in the picture, what is given in the textbook or the question it is given, the upward force which is acting against 60 Newton is T2. Is it okay? Clear? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what is T2? Now you got it.
T2 is also 60 Newton.
Now got it. So from this idea only, we equated if T2 is acting vertically and the question is, suppose there is a tension T1. Tension T1 is in a slanting way and if it is making an angle theta, okay, if you make an angle theta, find that angle theta. That is our question. Clear? Got it? Okay. So, now what is T1 in this case? This is our resultant. The T1 is the resultant tension. And now you look at the upward. If T2 is 60, here also it should be 60. Correct? Correct? After P also it should be 60.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the idea we have given. Okay. And this is the resultant force. Correct. Now, apply the parallelogram this way. So it will be more easy for you all. Apply the parallelogram this way. If it is 60, this also what will be that? 60. Correct? Correct? If you
Yes,
apply
ma'am.
this side. Correct? Okay. Now, what is T1 now here? T1 is the resultant vector, tension. Now, it is making an angle theta. Okay. Now, 50 Newton is acting this direction. Now, in this direction also, how much will be the answer?
50.
So this is the only way. Equilibrium condition, only thing is magnitude is same, direction is same. Now, can we connect this with this equation now by resolving the components? Now, if this is 50 Newton, what will be this? What will be this? Opposite side of a parallelogram is
50.
50. Okay. Now, shall we now resolve these components now?
Yes, ma'am.
T1. So, T1 is our hypotenuse now. T1 is the hypotenuse. Therefore, cos theta is equal to, I want to skip that because we have done. So,
Ma'am, so we can directly take tan theta equal to.
directly you can take, but one steps you just give. Okay, directly you can take tan theta, no problem. But have you arrived at tan theta? By the parallelogram law vectors. Got it now? So now I think everyone understood that. Anyone have a doubt? So this is why we have to apply the parallelogram law. So cos theta over T1 is the hypotenuse. So that is what we are getting 60 by T1. Therefore, T1 cos theta is equal to 60 Newton. Similarly, now I think it is easy for you. T1 sin theta is equal to 50 Newton. I thought we have already studied motion in plane, so I directly jumped in this. So that must have made you confusion. Okay. Now, angle tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. T1 get cancelled. 50 by 60, you will get 5 by 6. Okay. Now, theta is equal to tan inverse 5 by 6. Then you know the answer. Okay. I think everyone, everyone please draw this one. That will be better to understand.
Ma'am, if you don't know the angle, we can simply stop at theta equal to tan raised to -1 into 5 by 6.
Yes, yes. If I am not given angle, you can. Otherwise, I will be given optional. Tan inverse 5 by 6 this much. Tan inverse 6 by 5 this much. So which answer you get, according to that, you can just collect it from the question paper. Okay. I think now it is okay for everyone, I think. So I thought of skipping it. So this resolving 1 or 2, we will do the same way so that then we can skip. Because in the exam, you will not get enough time to do all this. So directly understand the concept and come to here and then get it. Time matters. Okay. Don't worry, we will do little more. I know some students still confused. That is because you did not learn that components, resolving into components. In all the lesson, we are having this. So please study that. How resolve the components and we solve it. Just think about parallelogram properties and do it. Only thing, identify which is sin theta, which is cos theta. Even you take vertical opposite angle, here also we can prove it by taking it. Since it's a concurrent forces. So only one tip for concurrent forces. Whatever force is acting, whatever force is given, you take equal force in opposite direction with the same magnitude. Then you will be able to solve the problems. Okay, I think it's time. Shall I wind up? So we will do more problems. Don't worry. Those are not sure. We will do more problems like this next class. Okay.